your body is very intelligent, and that's what I want to talk about this week. Hey, I'm Eloise Ansell. I'm an intuitive healer based in the UK. Hello, welcome or welcome back. This week I want to talk about how intelligent, and I want to use a strong word before that, how frigging intelligent your body is, because they're cleverer than we give them what's the word? We give them acknowledgement for. So your body is always, 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 always trying to heal you. Every symptom you have, every pain you have, every upset you have, it is your body trying to give you feedback and direct you on a route of healing. It's very clever. It's quite amazing how clever your body is. And so your body knows why it's giving you that symptom, why it's showing you that pain, why it's causing that conflict or tension, why you're holding that tension in your body. It's like it knows, it really does know what and why it's doing it, but it doesn't always make logical sense. And we kind of need to meet it with from a place of, okay, this might not make any sense and this might get a bit wacky, because that's how our body minds work. Our brain is always trying to basically tell us that we're not going insane. So it's feeding back information to us that validates our belief systems. And when those belief systems that we have, that we strongly adhere to, are kind of in conflict with what's real or true, and probably 90% of our belief systems aren't really true if we looked at them, but those internal subconscious belief systems are in conflict, or we have cognitive dissonance going on. It's like, I want to be thin, but I want to eat that cake. It's just like both are valid and true in the same moment. And eating a whole cake is probably not going to help with the weight loss. So we can. I'm messing around, but we can have these deep belief systems that actually are in conflict with them, and then that's going to cause conflict within us, and that's going to show up as dis-ease in some way, shape, or form. So your body is highly intelligent. It knows what it wants to do. It knows what that path of healing is for you, and it's constantly talking to you through the pain and the discomfort and everything else to give you feedback and push you towards healing. But if you ignore your body and you ignore what it's trying to tell you, and you don't ask it questions, and you just treat it as a kind of object, then you're missing out on half the fun. This is some people call it a meat suit, but it always sounds weird. But this is our vehicle through this life. And even though I am more of an infinite being, I'm larger than my body. I don't live in it. My body lives within me. It's just my kind of boat for this lifetime. I don't know, in the sea of consciousness. Uh, so I'm much more than my body, but my body is always reflecting, and it's kind of our physical um, expression of us in this lifetime, in this body. And so working with it and being playful with that, and asking it questions and exploring where it's taken me on this healing journey is always going to be fascinating. Because if we want to get to fully enlightened, or whether the end of our journey is from a spiritual perspective, the body is going to be a great vehicle for going through those obstacles that are going to clear all the crap in order to get us there, because it's one of the biggest kind of feedback loops that we have. And so we might as well take advantage of it. So our body is intelligent. It's consciousness like everything else. It has awarenesses, it has wishes, it has desires, and Our bodies know how to get us where they want us to go. Like, what is our soul path in this life? Our body is part of that contract, that expression of us. And so we can't negate it. We can't treat it like it doesn't exist. For me, it's like my best friend that hangs around with me constantly. So, most of our bodies, if we give it a choice, would love luxury. Like, my body wants to have massages and it wants to be touched and it wants to be kissed and adored. It wants, beautiful food. It wants beautiful sunsets to stare at. It wants all of these lovely things. And yet my reality may not match that. So there's some more conflict. It's like your body would love beautiful food. It would love beautiful clothes that feel lovely on its body. It would love to, receive massages every day or whatever your body likes. And it wants to be flexible. It wants to be able to move and dance and express itself as well. And yet that doesn't fit into a box maybe of how we want to live. So we're in this conflict with our bodies quite a lot for various reasons, either denying it what it's asking for, or we push it too far. Like, I was watching the Brighton Marathon on Sunday. I've done a marathon. I'm one of those insane people. It's tough, mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's tough. And it was a warm day here, and I was like, wow, hats off to everyone who did it, especially the girl that came third. Sort of whizzed by, and she had head stuff on. I was like, oh, what's going on there? She was in the middle of a hen do, been up till 3 a.m. out there running, and someone told her that she was doing really well, so she pushed past a few of the girls and ended up on the podium. Thought it was brilliant. So, I mean, I've done a half marathon when, after a few drinks, but doing a full marathon, hats off to you. So, but a marathon is a tough thing. It's a really grueling thing, and if we don't train for it, our bodies are going to be in conflict with us. Those poor people, so poor people, celebrate them because they finished in about 9 hours on Sunday. The final three came through together. It's a grueling to do 9 hours. Something for your body. Everyone who took part is amazing. But that whole thing, if you don't train for it, your body's not ready for it. And then you're going to have that conflict. You're going to hit the wall. You're going to push yourself too far. You're going to have pain and discomfort and maybe even give up. I don't know how many people gave up at the weekend, but, it happens. So our bodies are really wise. When I did the marathon, I was like, everything was about the marathon, and I actually ended up doing what I'm doing now from choosing to do that. But it's like my body knew how to get me there. It knew how to take me on this journey that got me to doing what I'm doing now. It's my body that got me to be a healer. It was never on my shopping list. It was never something I wanted to do. But obviously it was in my soul path, and my body was like, right, how on earth are we going to get her to get to be a healer? Right, let's, this whole sequence of events with my body led me here. So our bodies are amazing. They're really intelligent, and they know how to unwind all the stuff that's going on. So they get us into these situations, so they know how to get us out of it as well. So that's what I come to the table with in sessions, is I can show up and ask your body, hey, what's going on? Why are we doing this pain? How can we remove it? What is happening at the moment that we can clear to address and get you back into a healthier state. So I had one client this week who was saying that they have just been really angry from nowhere, on a regular basis, and they're like, oh, I'm chill, and then suddenly I'm angry, and it's like, wow, let's see see what comes up in the session. And it was actually some parallel lives. Her soul took me to these parallel lives, and we were looking at what came up there. And I was like, well, yeah, I'd be feeling angry and I'd be frustrated and I'd be overwhelmed if I was living that. And the thing is, there is no such thing as time. So even though we're in this meat suit in this lifetime, at the same moment, our soul is having other experiences. And so, because time doesn't exist, there's kind of a resonance with those other lifetimes. And sometimes that shows up in weird ways. So, we're feeling things in our body or we're having emotions and we don't know where they're coming from. Yes, it can be other people that we're tuning into, but sometimes it's, our other lifetimes that we're all happening in the same moment. It's very insane to get the brain around that, but your body knows that. So, what can we learn from our bodies? What questions can you ask your body that will change things for you? There are some awesome books out there about talking to your body, and I'll put a link to one below that I particularly love. And we need to get into this space where we at least acknowledge the intelligence of the body. And if you do have ways of working with it, awesome. But if you don't, you need someone who's trained to ask your body questions in order to work out what is going on under the surface, because it's not logical. It makes absolutely no sense sometimes, and it can get a little bit woo-woo. And we have to be willing to go into woo-woo land sometimes to clear the energy, because it's just like your body is trying to show some consciousness, some energy that we need to observe to clear it. And we need to construct a story almost. So in this case, the soul showing us these past lives. We need to construct the story that gives us the framework to get to that energy. So if you see me, you might go into a past life. If you see someone else, it might be a ghost or an entity to clear, or it might be an ancestral thing. Although, I do most of those things from time to time. But ask your body what's the best way of getting to it. Because it knows. It knows everything. It knows what's going to happen next month. It knows what's going to happen next year. We just have to be willing to listen. Okay, have a great week. Take care. Bye.